Okay, where are their parents? I know where they will be. They're going to be in court. 2 Syracuse University students face hate crime charges for unthinkable conduct. Authorities say the 2 students tossed a bag of pork into a Jewish fraternity house on Rosh Hashanah. It happened at the Zeta Beta Tau house as members there prepared to celebrate the Jewish New Year. University police say one of the men entered the home and tossed a clear plastic bag of pork against the wall. The contents splattered on the floor and the suspect fled, hopped into a car driven by the second man. Both 18-year-old suspects, legal adults, were caught and charged with burglary as a hate crime. Professor Emeritus at Harvard Law School and author of The Preventive State, Alan Dershowitz, joins me. Alan, your thoughts about this disgusting conduct?
Well, it is a crime. Obviously, if they had done it outside the fraternity, it would be different. It would be hate, but it would be expressive speech and probably protected by the Constitution. But once one of them went into the house and the other one stayed outside knowing that he was going to help the first one escape, they both did commit technically the crime of burglary. Burglary is entering on the premises of another with an intent to commit a crime. They will defend on the ground that it really is just a misdemeanor and not burglary. And the question really is, did they do it as a fraternity prank? Did they do it because they hate Jews? Obviously, if they had thrown a rope with a noose into a black fraternity or pork into a Muslim fraternity, everybody would be saying, oh, my God, this is terrible. And, you know, you have to really ask the question, how serious is it? Is this something that warrants expulsion? Is it something that warrants suspension? It certainly warrants a response by both the university, particularly the university. It seems to me that this is much more an expellable offense by the university because it violates all the standards of decency than it is a serious crime. But it is a crime, and probably they'll get a suspended sentence or a few weeks in jail just to demonstrate that people take this kind of thing seriously.
Well, I guess because with the, I would think it more likely in the prank department if it weren't for the fact that we have now witnessed so many anti-Semitic activities on campus that I think people have a heightened sense of how, you know, of what it means to be anti-Semitic. And so I started this with saying, like, where are their parents? I mean, these are 18-year-olds going off to college. They've been in college for probably a month. And, you know, and what are they learning at home that such behavior is, you know, is okay?
Well, I'm not sure you can blame the home. I think when kids get to college, often they become really completely deranged. They just follow the crowd. And there's so much anti-Semitism on campus, and it's acceptable. It's under the guise of anti-Zionism. And I'm sure these people will say the pork was a protest against Israel's policies in Gaza, not against Jews. But, you know, there's so much hate on campus. Faculty members encourage it. Administrators remain silent. That's why I'm glad that the University of Syracuse, the administration at least, seems to be doing something about this, because this is a symptom of something far deeper and much more serious. Remember, when you want to predict what a country will look like in 20 years, you look at its student body today, and it will give you a sense. That's what happened in Nazi Germany. Young students were the ones who were blocking Jewish students from coming in 1933 and 1934. And then by 1939, they were hands-on perpetrators of the Holocaust. So you have to worry about the slippery slope, and you have to worry about what this will lead to. Free speech isn't free, even if this were protected speech. For example, if the pork had been simply displayed outside the fraternity house, that would be protected speech under the Constitution, but it might warrant serious discipline by university administrators.
Well, it became a crime, certainly, when they went into the building, because then it became a burglary, even if they were let in. Professor Alan Dershowitz, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
People think news just happens. It doesn't. It happens because there's someone there to capture the moment, to explain it and share it. That's my job. I go where news breaks and give you the facts. Join me for The Record on Newsmax.